That is the Manchester United boss being very open and honest, Ruben Amorim. Give me your take on what he said there and what you think of him, and then I'll give you what I feel about him.
I think he's unbelievable. He's still in the job. They were absolutely abysmal. Like, they were so poor. They are a club full to the brim of mediocrity, and I think they're done. I think it's finished. It's over. This project is over.
What, with Ruben Amorim?
Yeah, it's
already?
over. Yeah, absolutely.
They're not his players, though.
Well, what we've seen from him is him trying to input this system.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
But isn't there something we said that there's better to do that now, and the ones that he's going to keep, they know it. So when the ones he wants to build with, they can grow
his
quicker.
His responsibility was to get Manchester United up the table, to get them picking up points, to get them challenging for the Champions League spots, and to get them winning European silverware in the Europa League.
Do you think Ten Hag would have won the game last night?
Ten Hag has somehow been the fall guy for everything that's happened at that club, and he was winning back-to-back seasons with silverware.
I mean, he must be feet up laughing with a cigar going, I won 2 trophies with him, guys.
Do you know what, Madge, like you, I grew up in the 90s, right? And I think because they were the biggest and best team in the country, you're sort of conditioned to believe 100%. That certain things are true. You know those things that you learn as a kid?
100%.
You're like, this is how the world is, and that's the end of it. I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany last night. I was watching them through a different lens. I wanted Man United to win the game, and I was watching them through the lens of wanting them to do well, and I suddenly realised this is the worst crop of players I've ever seen in the Manchester United shirt. They are abysmal. They had nothing to offer. And some individuals, Luke Shaw, it was woeful. It was embarrassingly just poxy. Rasmus Højlund's not a footballer. Like, he's not a footballer by the true definition of the word. Like, I don't know who he's comparable to, but I genuinely think, Lyndon Dykes a better player than Rasmus Højlund.
It's not gone well for him. He's a young man, and he obviously has talent, and I won't write him off as a footballer completely, but it's not working at Manchester United, that's for sure. Even down to the fact, the keeper. Like, I
mean, it was atrocious. They're genuinely atrocious, and I just don't understand how Ten Hag has had them winning silverware and in the Champions League, and Amorim's come in. He's been one of the worst managers in the Premier League. He's been one of the worst managers in Manchester United history, and somehow they're all still blaming Ten Hag.
Well, let's go to the phone lines, 03717 223344. Let's head over to Michael, Man United fan. How are we, Michael?
Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Listen, I'm good, but we talk a lot on the final word on a Sunday, mate, and I know we basically had therapy together on a Sunday every weekend, so I'm not going to rub it in that we won and all that, I just want to know how you're feeling now and where you feel the club needs to go, and is it with Ruben Amorim?
I would say this, the goal that you score has summed up Man United all season.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, you're right. It was a microcosm of their entire season. They could have stopped it. Like, Brendan Johnson did his best to mess it up.
He did.
He did his best to make a pig's ear of the whole situation.
Well, Jennings, we spoke when Nottingham Forest, I said at the time, because I was an early one before Amorim just got in, he deserves a free hit because obviously the goalkeeping blunders, the lack of communication.
Yeah.
And I said to Majestic before the beginning of the season, because it was I think we talked, I said we need leaders on that pitch.
Big time.
There is not a leader on that pitch.
And unfortunately, as talented as he is, Bruno's not a leader. He moans too much, he whines. He's not someone that looks around and goes, come on, guys, what are we doing here?
No.
And Casemiro, mate, he just went...
I think that we've all been gaslit to pretend that these players are good enough.
No, Bruno is a talent. He's a talent. He is.
Or do we just think that because mediocrity has been so normalised at that club?
Do you know what? I'd have Bruno at Spurs in terms of the talent.
I think you would have him at Tottenham, but Manchester United's standards used to be far higher than Tottenham.
Yeah, it's true.
Like Bruno Fernandes doesn't get a look in when Paul Scholes was in that team. He doesn't get a look in when Roy Keane was in that team. Doesn't get anywhere near. Doesn't get let in the door. Doesn't get let in the training ground. I just can't see how Manchester United are... Do you know, I've decided off the back of what I saw last night, I need to redefine... It was a redefining moment...
Of what Manchester United
are. Of who they are and what they represent, which is basically nothing now.
Before they do anything now, they've got to sort the club out. So, whatever these players... Because every time we buy a player, we think, oh, he's good for that team. I look at Sanchez when he went to Arsenal and he came to United under Mourinho. Did he play anything like that? No. Something in that culture is wrong with that club. It is rotten. Jim Ratcliffe's not helped. Glazer's not helped.
I also think some of the way the ex-pros are hasn't helped. Even in terms of just noises around the club, because there's that big expectation, and it's like, we were great. You lot are rubbish. Like it just feels like I'd like to see someone of them go, well, why don't you go into the coaching staff and help and make it a bit better then? Everyone just tells how bad it is.
Yeah, I just can't. I just don't know where they go from here. Michael, what's the answer to this problem?
Well, I said to Majestic many times, and I've been vocal about it, and a lot of people don't like what I say. It's up to them, but I've always said Amorim should have left. Amorim's got to go, because he's not improved anything in that football club.
But is that enough time? Is that enough time for a manager to come in a really poor season already?
Well, no, but you got to look at this, right? Look at what's happened. Ten Hag last night, and I said to you, didn't we? We spoke on a Thursday, and I said I was really angry. But this is Ten Hag's team, and Ten Hag's done a better job than Amorim, because he could have won that last night. I actually believe that. I think Ten Hag was in charge last night. I think they might have lost, but I think they would have put more of an effort in to players.
I mean, I just can't understand Amorim. And did you know the other thing? I think even you've displayed a little bit of it here, Majestic. I don't understand how he gets away with it.
Do you know what it is? Because I think, from a neutral point of view, he's refreshing in the way that he deals with talking to the press. He's very honest.
Yeah.
I think he's well spoken.
Yeah.
And there feels like there's a genuine passion in him going, I will leave with no compensation. That's how much he believes. He's saying, like, it's not a problem. And I feel it's very similar to probably how a lot of people looked in with Ange, with Spurs. We're like, what's wrong with you lot? Like, you can give this guy a chance. And we're like, no, we've had enough. Like, when you're enjoying it and you're living it, it's really difficult. But I think from the outside looking in, I look at him, looks the part, then he looks slick.
Yeah, he looks the part,
talks the part.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can judge Ruben Amorim until we see him with his team implementing his system.
But do you not think it's his responsibility? You know, this whole thing, this devotion to a system.
Well, this is Pep's fault. We've created this world where you have to have a system. What about just beating teams that are in front of you and you can change week in, week out?
Mate, pragmatic manager. Just be pragmatic. Just do what you need to do in order to win the game.
Even Conte changes when he has to. Like, he did it with you to win a league.
There's three at the back. There's three at the back that Amorim is somehow wedded to, as if there is no other way to play football. And if he basically goes, I haven't got the team, I haven't got the players to play my system, but I'm going to play my system anyway. Let's
go over to Wayne, who's a Manchester United fan as well. Thank you, Michael, for the call. Good hearing from you. How are we, Wayne?
Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations, mate, on you winning last night.
Do you know what? It means a lot. You know how much you've won over the years and what it means to win trophies, and we got to taste that last night, Wayne, and it felt good.
Yeah, listen, I'm not an actual Spurs hater. I hate Liverpool, Leeds and City coming from the north.
Yeah.
It proved it last night. When you scored, the City fans were jumping up in the boozer. Oh, it was a nightmare. Rory, you must be gritting your teeth like Cundy and all the rest of it.
It's basically top 5 worst things that's ever happened to me in a footballing context.
It was just another 90 minutes for us. We were never going to win that game. After that West Ham game and all that lot, we're absolutely diabolical. But listen, I'm glad you've got over your curse of not winning a trophy.
Yeah.
I've made up for you.
Thank you, mate.
Now, the thing is, I've just paid me 800 and odd quid again, which people are saying, you might as well have threw that out the window, Wayne. What are you doing? I love my club. I've been going, I'm 60 this year. I've been going since I was 10. I love United. I spoke to Leanne a couple of weeks ago. She's as gutted as I am. The thing is, let me say this. We can't keep sacking managers. I blame Ruben last night, leaving Bruno deep, Garnacho on the bench. Sure, what are you doing in that team? He should have gone years ago. We can't defend. We can't score goals. We're going to lose games all the time. To me, that was Ruben's fault last night. What I don't blame him for is walking into that pile of tripe. He didn't want to come. We know this. I'm trying to get on to speak to Cundy and O'Hara. I can't get on. Let's give him a window. Let's clear this deadwood out. Let's get rid of the big-time Charlies. Let's cash in on Rashford. Give him a window. And if the end of November, max early December, we're still knocking around that area, he will get sacked.
One thing I will say, Wayne, is I don't understand why he didn't start Mainu last night. That's the one player I look at Man United and I think he's a talent.
It's the system thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I mean, he's had 3 pops against Spurs, and we've lost every one. You can't tell me he don't know how to play against them. I mean, that's if anything, I'm having a little bit of pop at Ruben there, and I do feel sorry for him, because like you lads have been saying, he's a great bloke. He comes across nice. He's a decent guy. I think we've got it here. We've just got to give him that little bit more time.
I actually agree.
And the other thing is as well, I hope Chelsea go out and do it next week. I don't dislike all the southern teams, but I tell you what, I've been listening to you lot calling Ange over last season.
Oh, mate, it's been bad, isn't it?
God.
It's been bad, Wayne.
Oh,
it's
been
been
bad,
terrible. That's why, listen, he got the public apology from me and O'Hara last night.
And me.
Oh, God.
You know what it is, Wayne? You know what it is, right? Especially for Spurs fans, and O'Hara will tell you this, the same thing. We are so used to failing, right? That when someone has told us, no, I'm going to do it, we
don't believe
him. We don't believe him. And last night, the scenes at the Spurs Stadium in Bilbao of people with their hands behind their heads looking around like disbelief.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And you know what? As I said, today, like, Big Ange mended my heart.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.